You know what I loved about your game? You know what it was?
No.
You could do it without holding because you didn't have an everyday, ordinary punch. You had an atomic, stop you dead in your tracks punch. In fact, the guy may go in reverse. Tell me how you developed that.
I don't know. Like I said, it comes from drills. You know, I was just taught that you set, you punch, you set, you punch. So that was my game. And then I realized, like, you know, what's the use of being in the weight room and you bench and all that, and you know, hang clean and all that, and you ain't gonna use it. I say, hit them in the chest as hard as you can. I'll tell you what, you're gonna earn that respect. Next time they run across that, they're gonna think about that. And that was always something I wanted to do. You know, I enjoyed it. I know if I could punch you, it's gonna restart you. And if you could restart a defensive lineman, you won that battle. You know, you go ahead and just unload on them, you know. And yeah, it was always a part of the game I loved. They used to always say, you know this, they used to always say defensive lineman was more aggressive than offensive lineman.
Ha!
Exactly. You know, but we gotta prove that to them. And yeah, I took pride in that. I took pride in, you know, you're gonna have a game with me.
What was it like playing with and protecting Brett Favre?
Chaotic. It was chaotic. You know, you never know what Brett was. He ain't that quarterback that you could take a set, block your guy, he's in the pocket. You never know what Brett is. You know, I done looked out sometimes and Brett is all the way over there on the sideline. You know, the defensive lineman don't know where he at. So it was tricky, but I never played with anybody that was a leader and led the way he led. You know, it was no rah-rah, no jump down your throat, no, none of that. You know, he'll throw an interception and start laughing about it. You know.
That sounds like Brett.
No, that's who he was. And you look at him like, why are we laughing about this interception? You know, but the problem is we knew this. When he got in a huddle, and we could be down 20 points, and he'll be like, oh man, you know, come on, fellas. And he'll make a joke, and he say, we got this, let's go. When you got somebody like that you're following, and they believe in what they could do, they make you believe in what you could do. And that's what I think everybody fed off Brett. You know, like I said, we went out there, we knew he was gonna throw an interception or two. That's just part of the territory. But how many touchdowns he gonna throw? So yeah, man, I love playing with Brett. I ain't, like I said, I never met a guy like him.
Earl, you spent 10 years with one team, that team being the Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
Did that mean a lot to you? Because you don't see one team and a player staying with it for a decade very often anymore.
No, you don't see that no more.
Playing for the Green Bay Packers all 10 of your years.
It meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me. Like I said, I really do feel God put me here. I felt at home here. I felt like this community was my community. And yeah, you know, every time my contract came on, as long as the Packers, you know, matched it, I wasn't going nowhere. You know, like this is my family, and when you call somebody a family, like you don't just break and run when the meatloaf down the street tastes better than the one your mom cooked. You know what I mean? So I'm staying with my mom. I'll stay with Green Bay. You know, this is my home. It always will be.